what would you look at that chart? I came and sat down, and I was compelled to just put my arms up again in the air because so much comes to me, and it's impossible to let it all out. And it's impossible, really, to take it all in because it's so emotionally overwhelming for me. I'm such a watery freak. So I'm sitting here, putting my hands up in the air, and then I reached over and clicked chart of the moment, and I'm facing south, and it's exactly 23 degrees Scorpio, right in the middle of the sky, right on my moon. But anyways, enough about me and my ocean. So there's the moon in conjunct to Mercury, those little dotted green lines there. And so moon has passed the in conjunct to Venus, and now it's working on its communication skills. You know, when those two are together, our feelings might not come out the way we intended them to be communicated. Because it's Mercury, it's the luminary that rules communications, and it's quick. And in Capricorn, it doesn't like to be quick, so it's a little bit of a mindfuck. It doesn't like to be shiny and show-offy in Capricorn. It likes to be calm and collected and cool and have everything under perfect control. You know, say the right things and have all the glory, you know, just have people worship you really for your mind. It's really what Capricorn's all about. Capricorn is a boss cardinal, and they have such a cool, calm, collected, serious approach. They really draw people in with their aged wisdom that it seems they have. So the moon, our feelings, the currency right now, has to find a way, or just accept that these differences will never be gotten over, and it just is what it is. You're trying to work on something right now, you're trying to get your feelings communicated out. You might find a secret portal, you know, a secret way, a way was hidden to you before that you've never thought of communicating before. And you might have access to that right now because you accept that the mood is so different right now. The movements that you might be trying to make are stunted. They're just frozen. And you have to accept that. So it's really even more of the inconjunct is such fuckery. It's begging you to find the higher meaning in it. It's begging you to look up astrology. It's begging you to understand what an inconjunct is and why those two are so different from each other. I like to see it when I'm explaining signs to people in the most simplest terms because I don't like to get people lost in this land of all this astrobabble lingo that not the average mainstream person knows. But if you think about our feelings, the moon right now being in the summer, in the heat of the summer, where, you know, the sweat just pours out of us and we're so open and free. We don't need to wear very many clothes. We can run around, jump in the lake. There's free food everywhere. Think about how you would feel going from the middle of summer being transported suddenly to winter. What would you wear? What would it feel like just to be so hot and then suddenly freezing? And how can you make that work for you? It's just such a sudden shock because we normally have the seasons winding down and then slowly coming into winter. But when the moon makes an aspect like that, when it's in a summery sign, when it makes an aspect to something in winter, it's an immediate change. So it's cold, but it's hot at the same time. Okay, and then after this inconjunct fuckery is over, the moon will sextile Mars at the same time that it's squaring Uranus, which is also more what the fuck, but with an easy way to handle it, because Mars isn't annoyed. Mars is doing all right now. He's not really bugging anyone. Nothing's really bugging him. And then the moon will be sextile, so they get along really well. The sextile represents sex. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there, but if you draw the sextile symbol, it actually looks like legs that are opening. It kind of looks like a one half of something that is waiting for the other half. And the way those two work together is either fire and air or water and earth. Well, it's not always in an element that gets along. There can be some real sparks when it's a sextile in the signs that aren't exactly the same element, you know, because they're of degrees. But the moon sextile to Mars is the parts of you that you need. That's what the sextile represents, like earth to water and fire to air, and how harmonious they are together. So we have a little bit of that with a little bit of moon square Uranus at the same time, which is something shocking. And Kelly called it text messages from God, Uranus. I really like that because I'm very Uranian and messages come to me all the time. I have Uranus right up on my MC in Scorpio. Just like how I started this video, that is me every day. All right, we need to wrap up. We have the hot and cold emotional communication with ourselves and others right now, Leo and Capricorn. And then we have Moon moving into sextile Mars while it squares Uranus and the node, which is a portal. It really is. You know, once I drew, when I first found Flat Earth, I was drawing the astrology and it seemed like Uranus is at the top, right outside of this dome, perhaps, or, you know, the firmament or whatever. And I don't know, I don't know how this realm works, but the message that came to me was that is Uranus, and that is Uranus shooting messages through the firmament. So after the cold hot, we have text messages from God. At the same time, they might be shocking and feel very hard. Something might happen. This is an accident transit as well. When Moon square Uranus, it could be some shocking accident. So we don't want to make too much light of it because those are serious transits. But at the same time, Moon sextile Mars has an easygoing flow to it. So it doesn't seem that terrible overall, which also is how the Saturn system sneaks things in. You know, when things are easygoing and we accept it better overall, they can sneak something new and shocking in. So then we go from that sort of shock text messages from God to a serious Moon op Saturn where you might just want to get to work. You might want to work as hard as you can on your own talent and the thing that you're going to be known for, your own Saturn system of working through things. That might be what you're honing in on when the Moon is op Saturn. And with sextile at the same time, sextile Sun, it seems like work. It seems like studying, and you really love studying. Whatever you're into, whatever you're studying, because it's this big part of you and your expression overall. All right, I gotta get to work. I got painting to do. It's almost moon right on my Saturn. I need to get to work.